Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your host, Matt Marrero, along with your other host,
Tristan Walter.
Wow, Tristan, you're alive.
Yay!
We all thought you died. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Okay, as long as we're all on the same page here. All right, cool. So apparently, you see, if everyone's wondering, man, it's been months since Tristan's done a show. Or if you're listening to all of our Dragon Ball Z shows in order, man, it's been a couple minutes since Tristan's done a show. But for us, live, it's been a very long time since Tristan and I really gotten together to do something. I think the last thing we did was Doctor Who, actually.
Yeah.
It wasn't even Dragon Ball Z. I think the last thing we did was Doctor Who, which we will be doing some more of in the future. But, man, it's been so long, and, I'll tell Tristan's story because, I know he's a little shy sometimes, when it comes to his personal life. So Tristan wants to be an archaeologist. He really does. That's not even a joke.
Yeah.
So what happened was he went to the tombs in ancient Egypt, right? And he uncovered an artifact that, frankly, is one of the strangest things we've ever seen. It was, at first it was just pieces, and it looked like a puzzle.
Okay.
So Tristan was trying to assemble it, and thankfully, and he was unable to find the last piece because of a friend of ours who threw it in a pool. It's a long story. I don't really think we have the time right now. The point is.
It's fascinating, Matt.
No, it's just an Egyptian pharaoh. Fuck it, whatever. But anyway, yeah. So Tristan, how are you doing? You doing well?
Yeah.
Yami, Tristan, how are you doing? You doing well?
I'm doing great, Matt.
I was wondering to see what you do on the fly. It wasn't that bad. I'll be honest, it wasn't that bad. All right, so here we are. So what we're actually talking about today, it's really funny.
I thought we were talking about Dragon Ball Z, Matt.
Is this the Yu-Gi-Oh show? No. Dragon Ball Z, hey, Goku and his friends return, or yo, Goku and his friends return, or Osu, Son Goku, and Japanese things. Basically, I don't remember the full name in Japanese. Yeah, it's just generally the idea is, hey, Goku back! Goku's back, and his friends. It's basically, that's a funny thing, too. It's like, Osu could mean yo, but yo is kind of just like, for at least English, the vernacular, it's kind of just like, yo! It's like, what? So it's kind of more like, hey! So, yeah. But seriously, Goku and his friends, possibly you could, it's funny, because in my head I heard Z-Fighters, but I'm like, no, that's not accurate, because Bulma was not Chi-Chi.
Like
they were not.
This is everybody.
This is everyone. So literally everyone's back. But
Although,
they're also his friends.
Actually, I wonder. I might be getting ahead of myself, but
okay.
Did you see Tien?
I believe I'm going to check back because basically, let me tell you what happened. The reason why Tien wasn't there with lines is because his voice actor had passed away.
Right.
I remember you and I brought it up. You and I brought it up along with Ashley on our when we did the Battle of Gods podcast, which we're going to do another one soon, definitely, because the first one we did was on the theatrical cut, and we also saw the English dub at the time. At least Ashley and I did. So it was fresh. But as of right now, we haven't seen, so that was the theatrical cut. We're definitely going to do one in the near future on the full uncut release. And what also matters is that, yes, his voice actor passed away, sadly. So because of that, I'm pretty sure he was in this. It's kind of funny how I didn't even take note of that because there were so many other cool little things to notice that sadly I did miss that. I do know that, of course, Gotenks did do Tien's move that he's done, the volleyball move. Yeah. But if Tien was there, he obviously never spoke.
Yeah, no, I think he might have been sitting at like one of the tables or something.
Yes, no, it's very hard. It's
because
very
Krillin
hard
and
to
Yamcha kind of like pop up and do shit, and I'm like, wait,
which is nice. Which is nice because they pretty much give everyone a chance. Except, of course, they didn't want to, because of course you would have to say his move, and it would be stock lines. So it's a multiple thing where it might be considered disrespectful, and also more important. Not more importantly, but importantly for the production crew, it's an older sound.
Yeah.
Like I would assume. I would assume they got everyone in to say their lines again, even if it's just like, oh no, like, Kenzan or Destructo Disc, whatever you want to call it, has been said before. It's like, yes, but, you're going to get in people to do the lines again. You're not just going to have them just be like, oh, you can stay home for half your lines because they're just attacks. You get them to do them again. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get them to do them again so that it sounds in line with, everything that you're currently recording. Right. So I guess they just thought, it would be disrespectful maybe if we do anything else. So he's going to be there, but he's not going to play a major role, which I believe he didn't even in Battle of Gods. I think he only had like a grunt, or if he did, it was one line. But I'm pretty sure he did not even speak in there.
Yeah, that's possible too.
Yes, but yes, because his voice actor passed away a while ago. But yes, so jumping into, because usually when we talk about these, we talk about them in some kind of order. So just jumping, well, first off, before we talk about it in order, just overall, without scenes, just generally, how did you feel about this special? Or OVA, whatever you want, OAV, whatever you want to refer to it as.
Yeah. Like the first time, because I don't really even think I knew it existed. I just kind of stumbled across it on YouTube.
Which is great. This came out in 2008. When did you find out about it?
Probably like a year or two later, maybe.
Okay, let me think. I found out about it. Let's see. If we were in high school, let me think. We were in high school in about, I'm going to say 07. So not like we were in the middle of high school in 07. And it came out in 08. So I remember in 16, I think I actually saw it around the time it came out. So I was slightly ahead of the curve, sorry. But I'll say this much to you. I didn't see the whole thing, I believe. I maybe either saw half or I saw a 15-minute clip, like as if they cut it up a bit. Because recently, when we saw it again, because we saw it for the show a while ago that we didn't end up doing at the time. And when we saw it, or I saw it, I think with you or whatever, it was just, oh, there's more to this.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing, and you only got like half of it, I think.
Yeah, something like that, because there was so many scenes that I was like, this didn't happen, and this didn't happen. It just felt a lot more condensed when I saw it. I don't know how I saw it, but it felt a lot more condensed. And now, 30, a very long special, in my opinion, because it was just a nice little one-off. But anywho, so you found it, you said, in 2010.
Yeah, something like that. I really enjoyed it. Like, when it started, and I don't know, just the general concept, I think I read a blurb about it. I'm like, okay, what is this even? What are they even going to do? And then it was just, they started just making little references and little jokes here and there, and I'm like, I'm just finding myself like smiling. I'm like, oh God, this is going to be good.
Okay, yeah. So I think you fell into the crowd that I am in as well. The way that I think many of us should try to look at this is just a nice little one-off special. It's not here to advance some crazy like extra plot. The way it's like it's just another day in the life of Dragon Ball Z. Just another day in the life of Goku and his friends. And it was very fun. Definitely, you can tell this is one of the series. One of the like another edition of the series that I'm trying to think of how to word this. So, okay, you saw it all happen in Battle of Gods, right? You definitely saw it there. And this is the prototype of Toriyama trying to use the Z format, but kind of tie it back to Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Basically.
In the sense that some of you might be like, well, no, but they're using Z villains, let's say. Yes, but the tone. Because when some people watched this, they actually weren't fans of it, I think, because while I'm sure they saw Dragon Ball, when they were younger as well, they saw Dragon Ball Z, and they really focused on the Z part of the series, so they focused on the battles, the fights, and, a lot less of the whole fun in it.
Yeah.
You know, so, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about fans, because you can like what you like about the series. I mean, this, you know, but of course the series has two hugely, you know, different tones.
Right.
So, and you know, so you can tell that the tones in the series really shift from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. So I think a lot of people are so focused on the Z that when they see that, oh, Dragon Ball Z, Son Goku, you know, and his friends, oh, cool. And then they kind of see a lot of the fun stuff that happened here. I mean, I will admit, some of it did seem a bit out of place, just in terms of pacing. But in terms of Dragon Ball, it's just, that's Dragon Ball humor for you.
Mm.
You know, that's that playfulness that we had when Goku was a child that, sadly, there was a bit of a departure from once, you know, shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
And things got real quick. You know, where it's like, hey, so you have a brother, and he's from space.
Yeah.
You're from space. Also, by the way, space people are coming to kill you. Oh, by the way, they've killed most of you. Oh, hey, so you've thrown them off, and now you can't resurrect your friends again unless you go into space. Oh, hey, now you found Space Hitler. And it just really got, oh, and by the way, he killed your people. And it really started to just kind of, you know, there was some fun times in there, but it really started to just pick up where it's just, great, thank goodness you killed them, except when you didn't. Also, androids from the future. You know, it just, and then it just kept on picking up from that, where even in Dragon Ball Z, you know, once the Cell Saga hit and they kind of took that, reference, you know, of Dr. Gero from Dragon Ball. It was like, see, Dragon Ball existed, but now it went from androids like Ader, you know, to
instant kill death machine.
Yeah, instant kill death machines that, you know, that will destroy the universe. And then it's like, oh, great, you know, and even in, I will admit, which I do notice now more than I do when I was younger, I do feel like the Majin Buu arc was their way of slowly putting in some little fun stuff for, you know, like Dragon Ball, I think, inserting it. I think a little bit where it's like, you know, Buu turn you into candy and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, just the concept of Buu, I think, but it's really funny because it's like, you know, and of course we've mentioned before, I think on the show, the idea of, if any of you didn't notice this as a kid, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo.
God damn it.
Yes, you know, that too. It's hard to notice in English because Boo is B-U-U, but in the manga it's B-O-O, so you think, damn it. You know, but anyway, the idea is this. The idea is, you know, even in there, in that last season of Dragon Ball Z, that last part with the villain, they were slowly trying to inject some more Dragon Ball into it. But you still had people like Deborah, where it's like, hey, you're literally the devil.
I'm Satan.
You are
Wait,
literally...
no, I'm Mr. Satan. No, I'm just Satan.
Satan.
Oh.
Like, oh. Right? How great is that, by the way? It's literally just like... It's like people look at me, and they're like, hey, you look like Jesus. It's like, yeah, but if I went around calling myself Jesus Christ, and the Son of God was having his second coming, and was like, no, I'm Jesus Christ. Oh.
Yeah, he just comes down, dude, what are you doing?
I'm
sorry, they did it, like, people are calling me. I didn't say I was. It's a joke that's gotten out of hand. He's like, it's okay, it's cool, just stop.
Get out of those robes. Like, all right, man, whatever. All right, Jesus. You know, but anyway.
He's just like, you know what? No, you want my job? Go ahead.
No, but seriously. So jumping back to the actual special itself. So yeah, there was a little bit of humor injected into it. And, you know, and I enjoyed that, I would say. You know, I really did enjoy it. Pacing a little, but I enjoyed it as well. So I'm happy to hear that you did too. But what's really nice, I think, is just the way it opened up. Because I think they really wanted to just make us feel maximum nostalgia, but not necessarily rely so much on everything from the past. Like, they added new things, but I enjoy the idea that, first off, this is canon, of course. You know, I enjoy the fact this is canon because of the way they fit it in so perfectly. Yeah. Two, the fact that they started off with Chala Head Chala, which was the first opening, definitely the only opening for Dragon. Well, no, what am I saying? The only opening. I'm an idiot. The first opening for Dragon Ball Z. The second one being We Want Power. So anyway, the first one, Chala Head Chala, first opening for Dragon Ball Z, and they brought it back, but they updated it. And it was really not just in animation, but just generally just updating it because now
in
Gohan isn't young anymore. Yeah, no, it was. How did you feel about that? Because me, it felt so perfect. Like I would rather have that for Kai. I love Kai and its opening, but I would rather have that for Kai. At least once, what's it called? At least once, Majin Buu stuff happens because it's really cute.
Yeah, I really did like the opening too. I mean, I thought it was a nice touch with, like, Gohan flying through the air, but it's adult Gohan, and Goten's the one who's kind of, like, tumbling, and then Goku just catches him on the Nimbus. But Gohan, flying right next to them as they come out towards the screen.
Yeah, it was really nice. I mean, I loved We Want Power as well, but because it was very upbeat, and as a kid, as a kid, I ended up, my dad, loved him. My dad ended up getting me these VCDs. If you remember VCDs back in the day, VCDs of all the Dragon Ball Z films. So I got Dragon Ball Z films before they even came out in the States, for many of them. So I still had some in the States, but I still, got like movies, I think like 8 through 13 before they came out. And the specials too. So it was really cool because they were fan subbed, which wasn't as cool. But but what was cool about it was, it felt like I was getting something before, I should be getting it. So but what matters is the fact that I got to see the We Want Power, and even Chala had Chala from there.
Yeah.
So, like, that was really cool. But Chala had Chala, it's like that was the one, like, everyone knows. So it's kind of been, but I feel like people don't really focus on We Want Power a lot because I really liked that one. Like, it was really upbeat and it was really interesting when I was younger. But anywho, so the opening, very fun. I really enjoyed that. Do you forget, I always forget this because we grew up with the English dub and because of censorship. Do you forget that Hercule's name is actually Mr. Satan?
No, that one pretty much stuck with me after I heard it the first time.
Okay, I
was just like,
forget.
Okay then.
Well, no, I only forget in the sense that they don't call him Mr. Satan all the time. Sometimes they'll just chant Satan. So they're chanting Satan, Satan, and I'm like, right, Hercule's name is Satan. This is not a ritual. This is not a blood sacrifice. They're chanting because they believe that Hercule saved them, Mr. Satan saved them from Majin Buu.
Right.
Right. Which is also funny because, of course, what's really funny? What's funny is you think his name isn't actually Mr. Satan, but it has to be because I believe Vidal's last name is Satan.
Yeah.
But it's funny because her name backwards is Devil, or reversed whatever is Devil.
Yeah.
But what's funny to me more so is the fact that you could have just gone with that being his wrestling name.
True. Instead of making it
you really could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love. We're like, at one point or another, whatever his original name was like, no, I'm going to go all in here. Mr. Satan it is.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine that? He actually, legally changed his name to Mr. Satan?
No, he had to. There's no way his name has always been something Satan. There's no, he changed his name. His first name is legally Mr.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway,
I love the... No, I was just going to say I love the fact when they were opening up and, Vidal's trying to invite Gohan to the party and he's just like all, absorbed in himself and so happy and proud of all of it. And it's like, she's just like, oh, why? It's so embarrassing. It's like, you didn't even fight, Boo. Like everybody else did.
But I still enjoy it because, I don't think we got a lot of that in the show. I'm pretty sure we were told. I'm pretty sure we were told at least once. Oh, yeah, no, everyone thinks Hercule did it. Mr. Satan did it. Yeah. But I don't believe it was that focused on, which was good because it was that little thing where it's like, hey, so if you guys remember this, we're still going along with this. Like, it's, I like the idea that it really does fit into canon. And I'm not saying that I hate that it wouldn't, because, a lot of the movies don't fit into canon, and that's fine. You know, we all can have ourselves a nice little fun film or whatever. It's just nice, I think, that not only do we get a peek back to hang out with our, I guess if you want to call them friends, if you will, you know, you know, kind of like what's going on in their lives, we also get to see something that's actually going on in their lives.
Right.
You know, like we're not just getting some motherfucking grand tour.
Yeah.
And
like I love some of the little details like they put in, like with Goku and Chi-Chi doing like planting radishes in their backyard and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was it was just a really nice idea. Like, yeah, Goku's not, you know, off throughout the universe and fighting, you know, evil or trying to defend the planet. No, he's actually back at home for once and not leaving immediately.
I will admit, though, I would totally be cool if they turned Goku into this Green Lantern character for, like, random one-offs. Not even films, just random one-offs. Like, I would be cool with that. Which is kind of funny, because you're like, Matt, that you're literally fucking describing GT. And I'm like, but it would be a better fucking GT. It sucks, though, because I actually accidentally described GT to everyone when I just made fun of it 5 seconds earlier. Right? But that, you know what the funny thing, though? It's like, it's just one of those things where, like, it's not even that GT was the worst thing in the world. It's just that because there was no manga. So there's no reason why they had to take a pace that felt like there was still manga.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've said it before, I really like the concepts and ideas that they had for story arcs. I just felt it was executed pretty poorly, that's all.
Also, I think that it could have been cooler if it's literally just, hey, let's have adult Goku.
Yeah,
Which,
exactly.
by the way, I think GT is also a great example, I think, of their first try of kind of bringing things back to their roots. Except that time it didn't work. But,
I feel like they did it in a bad way. Like, making Goku a kid again, I felt was probably the wrong way of trying to bring it back to its Dragon Ball-esque roots.
I think making him a kid was bad, but I think also the supporting cast didn't help. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's just fucking talk about GT one time. It'll be great. It'll just be like Dragon Ball RB, really bad.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, anyway. So, like I was saying, though, right? You know, just the idea of Goku going out in space, being himself, and fighting really cool creatures and beings, I think would be a really fun series. Like actual creatures and beings, not like, you know, oh no, he's weaker because that's the thing too, I think, whereas like he's weaker because he's a kid. It was like, that's not helping. That's just regressing. Like actually regressing. There's no progression. He has to get back to what he once was. This is the problem. Anyway, so Hercule's name, Mr. Satan. Everyone's cheering for Satan. That happens. And of course, you know, like you mentioned with Gohan and Videl, it's really nice to just have the both of them, you know, not only to show like, hey, their relationship is building, because you know that Pan is coming someday.
Right.
Because even if you want to be like, oh, GT never happened, there's no reason why you have to erase Pan from existence, just everything else that happened.
Well, I mean, you know, technically Pan made an appearance at, you know, the end of Z, at least in the anime.
That's really
not
funny.
Sure if that was in the manga chapters.
No, that's really funny. I think we both, things change. Last time we did a Dragon Ball Z show, or at least one of the last few times, you and I discussed. We both flipped it. You were like, you said something about Pan, and I was like, yeah, no, Pan was in the anime and the manga. That's weird. We've done this before, everyone. This happens. It's great, no, because there's some people that are probably listening to us, like, straight through, and they're just like they don't understand. It's like, it's been months. It's been a very long time. In real time, it's been very long. Yeah, right? But anyway, so basically, yes, in the manga, they had one-off chapter, and then that turned into those, like, few episodes that we had of Oob.
Right.
Before it was like, hey, let's go train together, sure. And then that magically got adapted into GT being, we're training in a tower up here. Really? Anyway, so, okay. So, yeah, it's just like Videl exists. We know it's going to happen. So there's nothing wrong with it happening. But here's something that's wrong, that I think is wrong whenever it happens, at least to me personally. Master Roshi, for some reason, yes, okay, so you picked up on it too. I don't know. Okay, this was made in 2008, which is funny because it's like, for some people, it's like, that wasn't that long ago. Like, things have really changed in 7 years, honestly. But anyway, it's 2015 right now as of this recording. And this was made in 2008, and it's based on something made in the 80s/90s.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about him in Dragon Ball that seems a lot more playful with a lot of course, mind you, there's always a hint, or even more than a hint, of creepiness with Roshi. We're going to be honest here. It's always creepy, right? It's never quote-unquote right. But something about Dragon Ball has a hint of playfulness because it feels like he's never actually going to do anything.
Yeah.
Adding the fact that usually he's hitting on people that are single. And that Bulma thing was a one-off thing. So forget that. That was weird. But usually it was with lunch, and she was single. And also she had the ability to turn into someone who would stab him in the face.
Right.
With
I felt like even back in the World Martial Arts tournaments where Roshi was in, like, even if he was hitting on the women at the tournament, it was always he wouldn't jump straight to, oh, let me grab your boobs, it would be, he would try and sweet talk them at first. And, not to defend that or anything, that's still creepy and wrong and whatever, but it was like, it wasn't his entire character. Now, like in this, that's all he does. And yes, he's a minor character and a side character at this point, but it still bothers me that's, he is the pervert joke. That's it.
Also, for some reason, it's always filler Roshi. Like, when it's not filler Roshi, this guy bulks up and does super Kamehamehas. Well, I mean the normal ones, but they look like super.
He's Goku, Yamcha, Krillin's, hell, even Tien's. He's their master,
Yeah. It's just strange because here's why it's also strange, I feel. Not just that it's the boob thing, but also the fact that it's always, for some reason, his ex-students' wives. That's also what's weird to me. Because, and I say always because, that's why I said filler Roshi, because in filler, if you remember back, I believe it was when Android 18 had Marin.
Yep.
After
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. He hit on her, and it's like, Roshi, that's not cute. That's really fucked up. Like, I don't know who wrote that as like, because again, like, there's you're going to write the silly old man being silly and like, oh, you're a silly old man, you old silly pervert. It's like that, first off, it's still weird, but that only goes so far before it's like, I'm calling the cops on you. Even if it's like, oh, each and every time he gets slapped, so it's okay. It's like, it's still promoting a weird thing where it's like, it's promoting the idea of, even though he got slapped, he's got slapped, haha. And it's like, it's still a weird thing to promote. For me,
like I could see, Goku being kind of, not, no, not even. Like I give Goku a little more credit than that, but it's, especially with like Krillin, it's like, Master Roshi, I respect you and everything, and you're my master, but that's my wife.
Exactly.
Do you want me to hurt you?
Like Goku would laugh it off only because he's like, because it's just like. Krillin's like, Goku, you're not going to hurt him? He's like, come on, Chi-Chi can do it. Like,
True.
Chi-Chi, that's what I think. True. That's what he sits there and thinks. Like, Krillin's like, I don't think you understand, Mr. Roshi, Master. Android 18 will kill you.
Yeah, this is not okay.
like I'm going to kill you, but she'll kill you harder. Like,
I will wish you back, and she will kill you worse.
Yeah, like it's just that's but that's the thing. It's such a weird situation, and I think it's maybe again it's weird to say because it's 2008, which shouldn't be that long ago, but technically it is. I mean, with the rise of a lot of movements, I would argue from then, I still feel like hell. It's funny too because we're in 2015, and I feel like we're really starting a movement of like better. I know it's a lot of better things and better ways of treating women and just treating people.
A little more understanding of each other, yeah.
Right, more understanding of each other as human beings. Even in 10 years from now, though, I might say, that thing was made in 2015, and I know we were progressive then, but now, and like it's crazy. It's crazy, like where we'll be in a few years, or I mean, because first off, the fact that this even came out 7 years ago is fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like we were in high school when this came out.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Way to put a timestamp on us, bro.
Yeah, right? What? You ever say to yourself sometimes, man, when I get older, you're there.
Oh, shit.
Like, you're there, motherfucker. We're here. When I get older, I'm going to start a podcast, and it's going to be listened by 5 people overall. The one thing that I do think is funny, though, that I will admit that Roshi can do, but it's funny because usually this ends up being in the manga, too, so it's not even, like, fair. Because, again, it's in the manga. It's just, you know, you want to know why Goku doesn't want to come back? I'll tell you why he doesn't want to be wished back to life. Because he knows that when he gets back, he'll have to face the doom of Chi-Chi. Gets hit with a battle axe.
Well,
like that's funny to me.
Yeah, like that one was kind of funny.
No, it's funny because like it's not like a nagging licensing. It's like no, it's literally like Chi-Chi will kill him for the things that he's done, especially bringing Gohan along. Chi-Chi will kill him. Like, you know, it's just, I mean, even though he technically didn't bring Gohan along, still, the fact that it's just like, he wasn't like, you need to go home immediately. It was just, okay, Gohan, suit up. Let's fight.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not going to matter to Chi-Chi.
I'm going to kill him. You know, just all this stuff, like, I'm going to kill him. So that's why, like, it's funny to me, because it's just like, the juxtaposition of Frieza and Chi-Chi, to me, just really seems funny. Yeah, no, it's just, you know, the rest of it, though, like, yeah, just that most of the stuff that he does is really bad, personally.
But speaking of Frieza...
No! Speaking of Frieza, apparently he had henchmen.
Yeah.
I love his henchmen, by the way. No, it's funny, because I have other notes before the henchmen, but it's like, I have to mention the henchmen, though, quickly. I like the henchmen, because they kept the theme up of the whole food thing, if you noticed.
I guess, how do you mean?
You didn't notice? Okay, avocado.
Oh, okay,
Avo
the names.
and Kado.
Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
The food thing, where they have Kakarot, they have...
Yes.
You were thinking it was a chilled thing? Like it was
No, I was thinking like, I don't know, their like appearance or something, and just the color schemes that they had. But no, you're right, the names. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't notice their appearance. I don't think it was anything relevant.
You're right. It was in their names. Like it doesn't have anything to do with their appearance.
Yeah. But it was really funny because it's like avocado, and I'm like, God damn it! Like avocado, damn it!
It's like Frieza just likes naming his troops after various vegetables and fruits that he finds throughout the galaxy, doesn't he?
That's just I love that. Just be like. No, just like, I just imagine one guy to be like, and what will you call me? You know, Lord Frieza. Be like, you will be Lemon. Like, Limon.
God
and he's like, thank you, my name is Limon. Like, he's just a salsa dancer of evil.
Oh, God. Tharbon's just like,
That would make me so mad. I just made a salsa dancer named Lemon. Fuck my life. I could have named him Salsa. I could have fucking... Well, then again, we've had salsa, didn't we?
Yes.
Hey, you stupid loser.
Coolers Armor Squadron!
This isn't Frieza, this is Cooler, you idiot. Oh, my God, that was great. Oh, my God. Just Cooler? That's as... Imagine Goku. Cooler? That's as shitty of a name as Frieza.
Oh, God.
Who's your fucking father? King Cold?
And guess what? Your power level's just as shitty too. Oh.
But speaking of being disrespectful, when I saw the dog peeing near Vegeta, it was funny to me because like all I saw in my head was just fuck you, Prince of Saiyans, with their bullshit. I'm a dog. I'll pee anywhere.
Yeah, I laughed at the fact. You know who the dog is, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, like Goku picks him up, and then I saw his face, and I'm like, oh my God, he's still
here. Yeah, I know. It's just really cute. Like again,
adorable,
like just
and he's gigantic
thing.
Now.
Yes, just the little things. You know, just the little tiny things that are just really, really, cute. Also the fact that because this wasn't a film. Because, in the films now, they're giving Goku, different kind of, things to wear. So now that we're at the second new film, which is technically a movie 15, now they're giving him different things to wear. They were like, no, let's just give him, his older attire.
Yeah.
With for Goku. And of course, Vegeta shows up in battle armor.
Yeah.
Which is really funny. I guess they didn't want to give him another
formal
pink shirt.
wear.
They don't want to give him another pink shirt. So they give him, informal wear. And then, of course, what I think is really funny, and you can definitely tell how the tone, shifts to Dragon Ball, even with Vegeta being there, the fact that they're always willing to fight no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Over anything.
Yeah,
but I definitely consider that more of a Dragon Ball thing, because now they're more brotherly. Where, with Z terms, it's a lot more like, you are my rival, Kakarot. I will destroy you. Yeah, well, I won't let you destroy the Earth, Vegeta. Now it's just like, it's like, you ate my pork! Yeah, well, your mom. That's how it feels right now.
Yeah, even in the beginning when they were just talking, and it's like,
you want to get it?
Vegeta, why are you wearing your battle armor? Oh, it's my formal wear. I could say the same thing of you. Why are you wearing your gi? You look like you're ready to spar. And it's like, well, you can consider this my formal wear too. And then they're just like, you want to go? Bulma and Chi-Chi in the background. They do this every goddamn time. We can't go anywhere.
Yeah, I know. It's just great. I could just imagine them at just insert restaurant here. Would you like some of our breadsticks? Your mama's a whore, Kakarot.
Oh, God.
I can just imagine just so much. I can imagine Goku. Yeah, well, my dad can kick your dad's ass. Your dad was a lonely soldier.
Your dad's
who was
dead.
My dad again?
Wait.
Who was my dad again? I think he might have been the king of all Saiyans because you're a motherfucking prince. Or something, he's screaming. He's like, but then again, I wouldn't know. It's not like you're always saying it, Vegeta.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Vegeta. What was my class again? Huh? I was a low class, right? Who kicked your ass?
Oh, my God. He's just Vegeta starts yelling at him. He's like, your father definitely couldn't have been a brilliant scientist because you're such a dumbass. Anyway, let's get back to the show at hand, shall we?
Yeah.
Apparently the woman with the stroller and the sunglasses with all, the kids, if you notice, when they did the shot of, the city, apparently she's a recurring character. I think I may have mentioned this before. But I never noticed. I may have mentioned it, on one of our shows, or maybe to you personally. But
I believe you did, yeah.
But, I never noticed it because, I don't know if you noticed, Tristan, but there's fighting in this show. So I usually focus on the fighting.
Yeah. Have you seen the fighting?
but I would like to say kudos to whoever found that out because it was very interesting. Because I remember reading that somewhere and I thought, wow, that's actually really cool. Even that in itself is a little bit of continuity.
Yeah. I love that kind of. Yeah, I love that kind of mix where, you see everybody, we're all happy, and they're having a party and whatever, and you just see two Saiyan space pods flying through the city, and it just brings you back to, Vegeta and Nappa landing, and it was like, oh God, what? The first time I saw it, I was just like, what? I couldn't even fathom who they could have possibly gotten to come to Earth now. I'm like, is it, what?
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I was just I was so confused, especially because if you read the blurbs, you're like, oh, that's Avo and Kato. These are the bad guys. Those are Frieza's ex-bad guys that we all heard about. They're the henchmen.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it's like, what? When I see the character appear, I read way too much Marvel, because even now when I'm like, I know it's his brother, something in my head goes, nope, it's Vegeta from the past, sent to the future. To right the wrongs of the past. It's literally reversed every time travel thing in the world.
Oh, God.
Come to the future to help us fight nope, come to the past. This won't be weird at all. So apparently Vegeta has a brother. Apparently. And,
his father sent off because he was too weak.
which is sucky because it's like he's too weak, but it's funny because it's like, oh no, he's too weak. Those guys are as strong as Frieza, and it's kind of funny because in my head I'm like, Frieza is so weak compared to them now that I feel like Vegeta's brother could have actually done something back in the day, where he's too weak by saying things. But I feel like Vegeta's brother could have been the star of the show had he landed on Earth instead of Goku. No, because it's like
Raditz and Tarble team up.
That would have been weird. That would have been like, shit. Tarble. Just be like, you look just like me. I'm your brother, Vegeta. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, jeez.
But anyway, so, that was interesting. That was like, plot twist.
I love the fact that they actually, like, used, like, oh, these are Frieza soldiers. It's like,
yes.
Yeah, if you really think about it, he had soldiers all over the universe. It's like, just because you took out, like, the Ginyu Force and probably a decent chunk of the better ones, like on Namek, they're spread out all over the place.
You know, I would argue that it would in fact be really silly to say that those were Frieza's only those were Frieza's only soldiers. I mean, the man literally said, I go to planets and conquer to colonize them for my own. Yeah. Like, of course, those weren't his only soldiers. Now, for anyone who says, "Oh, well, where are the other ones then?" Well, I mean, if you want to take filler at heart, which you shouldn't, but if you want to take filler at heart, you can just talk about what.
Well,
no, I was going to say the idea of. Oh, yeah, well, I was referring to the filler, just the general idea of, hey, if you want to look at, the other Kais with their other warriors across the galaxy. I'm sure they're taking out some of Frieza's remnants.
Right, yeah. Because I was going to say, there's actually a filler episode in the anime that I know of where Vegeta is off training by himself before Goku comes back.
I remember that one.
During the Cell Saga. And he runs into a bunch of, like, remnant Frieza soldiers, and they're all trying to, like, arrest Vegeta, and he's just like, they're all like, oh, you'll pay for this, Vegeta, Frieza's gonna kick your ass when he hears what you've done to us. Not that Frieza would give a shit, and Vegeta's just like, you're funny. Frieza's dead, bitch. And they're just like, what? No, impossible. He's like, prove me wrong, and then he blows him up.
I remember that. Yeah, he was training to go Super Saiyan before in the Android Saga because it was very interesting. But yes, but still, if you want to throw, still like they do exist. They have to exist. I will admit it does seem irresponsible and sad if like no one got to them in the sense that Goku's kind of letting it happen. But it's like, sorry, Goku isn't Green Lantern. He has to. Well, I will admit you can't put it past them to have like done something completely like. Just speculating, obviously not legit. This has not happened according to what we know. But it's just like, Goku, you're dead. Yes, I am. King Kai saying, I am also dead. Yes, you are. Go fight Frieza's soldiers. Like, what else does he have to do besides playing Go Fish with them 24/7?
Yeah, I feel like the other side of the coin would also be like news of Frieza's defeat would have spread, and like people who were conquered and forced to be part of his army would be like, okay, I'm done. We're done, guys. It's all cool now.
Right.
Yeah.
So either ones that were forced or, ones that were just like, it's like, it's just like, we want to make a revolution, but we can't because Frieza will kill us. Frieza's dead. Revolution!
Yeah, exactly.
Like everyone just started to rise up on different planets. That's a nice thing to think about. But right now we're talking about... That would be an interesting
spin-off, yeah.
But talking about... I mentioned to you a lot before, the idea that some of the things seemed off pacing-wise. Now, tell me if you think this too. The drawing for lots thing. That, I think, while it can be considered fun, which I will admit, that's why, again, I take back to the Dragon Ball way of doing things, it still felt very weird in the pacing because it was a one-off special, so it didn't have to be 25 minutes. It could have been anything it wanted to be, which is why it was 35 minutes. But it still felt off. How did you feel?
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny. I didn't really read into it that much.
it just felt weird to me where it was placed, I think. Which is like, what are, although I will admit it makes sense, not only because I mentioned the whole fun thing, being Dragon Ball, whatever. Toriyama's from the countryside. So I could honestly see him doing this personally.
Right.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, the original creator of Dragon Ball, for the manga, Akira Toriyama, he was born in the Japanese countryside. That's why Goku, at least in Japan, has a lot of slang. So if you were to try and bring him over as accurately as possible, sorry for my southern accent, but he would definitely do some, say something like, "All right, my name's Son Goku. Hey."
Yeah, I mean, you do actually, even if you've read the English translation of, the manga, the way they write some of Goku's lines, you can tell that he abbreviates a lot of stuff, or he, like you said, he uses a lot of slang compared to, Vegeta or Bulma or Piccolo. Like, even Chi-Chi and Gohan sometimes have a little bit of it, too, Krillin, too, Gohan. Actually.
Not so much Gohan, more Chi-Chi.
No,
Krillin as well. Goten does a bit because he was.
It's
raised
more
with
like
his
the
mother.
earlier, earlier
like when
volumes
they're younger
of like Z.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the only the earlier volumes of Z really focus on Goku. He kind of loses that sadly in the later translations of Z in English, the official one. In early Dragon Ball, all throughout Dragon Ball, young Goku really has more of this, like I'm a Southerner kind of take on it, which is why it's kind of funny if you notice when he comes to the big city.
Yeah.
And and it's kind of just like, Goku is like, so they give money here for things, and he gets all this money from that guy when he ends up winning in that strength competition. And then it's just like, hey, lady, can you tell me where Bulma lives?
Yeah, exactly.
I think you mean this Bulma? Oh, okay, thank you. Here
it's a good
you go.
thing she's
thinking how,
freaking
money...
famous.
Thinking, yeah, right. Just thinking, she's like, I don't know if that's your friend, Bulma. I think it is. Okay, thank you. Here you go. Here's money. This woman with her baby, that might have been the same woman.
It might have been, yeah.
Which is just
I
okay.
feel like that's kind of just intrinsically Goku, too. It's not just, from where he grew up. It's just Goku's character, too.
No. It's Goku's character, of course. But it's definitely that kind of, Toriyama really wanted to definitely go for that, like the Southern boy coming to the big city with his nice ideals, the nice, pure kind of, but anyway, so also you and I mentioned before Frieza, Frieza and his henchmen and everything. How crazy is it to see how far we've come, right? Because now it's in real time, technically. How far we've come. To just, see, like, oh, no, these guys are as strong as Frieza. 2 of them, each as strong as Frieza. Yeah, send out the kids.
Yeah, I just love Goku's line.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, that's kind of a bummer. That's really not a challenge at all. And Tarble's just like, oh, fuck?
Yeah, no, it's Dr. Gero. It's the response to Dr. Gero. Just, I have been following you all along, Goku. Did you follow us into space?
No. Super Saiyan. What? Oh,
well,
shit.
This was I love it, by the way. He didn't say that. He was like, oh, just a simple miscalculation. Thankfully I wore brown pants today.
Yeah. Is that an oil leak? Oh no.
Yes. But yes. So but the drawing of thoughts thing, as I mentioned, it was weird, but the concept I think was weird, but what ended up happening from it was fun, and just Goku, just kind of coaching Goten, and then, of course, Vegeta coaching Trunks and things like that. That's always fun because now the competition has gone to their kids, but in a way that's not the bad kind, because it can be bad competition sometimes. But I think that, the fact that they're Saiyans who like to fight and everything, it's kind of not as bad as it could be in real life, because in real life that can be terrible.
Yeah, I really like that they did that. Like, they took the step back and said, you know what, let's have the kids fight. Because I feel like they tried to do that in the Majin Buu saga, and they even, they even did it with Cell and, Gohan. But I felt like they tried to do it, and then it just ended up being, back on Goku's shoulders, because I mean, I don't know if the lines are specifically in the manga, but I know at one point Goku talks to Piccolo and he states, he's like,
yes,
I'm not going to be, the hero forever. I'm not that he was like getting old and wouldn't be able to do it, but he's like, I want to be able to pass on the mantle to someone else when I'm not around anymore because, even though, he tried with the Cell Saga to say, maybe I should stay, away from Earth for a little while and see if the villains, stop attacking because I'm not there anymore, because they're usually after me. But, he even goes, he says Goten and Trunks are the future protectors, and they even do that with Oob by the end. It's like, they're going to be the next generation to protect, the world, Earth, and maybe even beyond that.
Not gonna lie, I also think that's also a problem with GT. Quickly just segueing into GT hate, the fact that we had to be like, they're gonna be the next generation, so let's have Goku work along with the next generation with a Trunks that we didn't like because of the Trunks that we were spoiled with, and Pan
Goten
who wasn't bad.
Just,
Goten, exactly. We didn't get to see much of Goten, sadly, at least in the beginning. And then we have Pan, who is, mind you, great, but, she wasn't that powerful. So it's kind of just like, Trunks is the most powerful.
She wasn't trained like the others.
She wasn't trained as much, as the others, apparently. Or at least if she was, then she would just randomly stopped being trained or something. Trunks wasn't trained for a very long time, so he's the strongest out of the three, but can't work. Can't work a match, can't fight, And then Goku's like, I can go Super Saiyan 3, except that I'm a baby now, so I can't. It's like, great! But anyway, just again, the idea, like the new generation, I actually had that in my notes. I really like focusing on the new generation because the fights were amazing in general. I do like how they pretty much gave everyone a turn. But really focus on the kids. Because you got to focus on the kids. Because, hey, this is their time. And like you said, I really didn't like how they were really trying to push the kids. And it was just like, well, Goku is the main character, so we have to give him the kill. And it was like,
exactly.
mind you, everyone gathered all their energy. So technically technically it was a team effort.
Yeah.
But Goku was the one who said, wait a minute, I can turn Super Saiyan to push. And it was like, damn it. So that's the thing. I have to be honest, though, mentioning the kids, obviously they fused.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of sad that the fusion worked the first time. I really wanted there to be an error in fusion. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a bad person.
I mean, they did. Like, they make that joke. He turns into the fat one. And then, like, Bulma and Chi-Chi are yelling at them, like, come on, take this seriously. And they're like, okay. And then they do it again.
Right, that was 5 seconds. That's why I forgot.
Yeah,
I literally saw it today, but I was writing notes. It was 5 seconds. It was 5 seconds. I went back because I'm like, no, they turned into the heavier one. And then all of a sudden I went back and it was like, wait, no, that was the normal one. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Like, they kind of skipped over to the continuity that he stuck like that for 30 minutes.
Yes, that was frustrating, I think.
Well, I mean, considering it was just a special, like I was fine with it, right.
It would have been funny if he would have just got punched in the face. Because if you remember, either in the games, right, you're not stuck like that for 30 minutes. I believe you have to run out of power. I mean, there is a time, although is there a time limit involved? There is a time limit, I think, right? But it's like 1 minute.
In some of the games, there was a timer involved.
Okay. But in other ones, what was it? Just a power level thing?
Or it was just, you chose that character, like you didn't even do the fusion, and it was just, a separate character.
Oh, okay. All right. But anywho, so I can't believe I made an error like that. Damn me. It happens to everyone sometimes.
Yeah.
Gonna cry here. But I will admit that I'll say this much, because I know I said this last time. This was an actual quote. I wish he would have gotten the skinny one, because I like the skinny one. The one that's an old man.
Yeah.
That one always was fun to me, because it was just like, you're, like, But, and then, of course, like I mentioned, we had the cool fights, which I'm sure you enjoyed, because they were able to make things get serious. So, in a 30-minute special, it wasn't just, we're talking and then the kids fighting. No, like, there's general calamity, and then everyone gets involved and people get saved.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was fun.
They had a nice mix of, let's let the kids fight and, have fun with it. But then there's a sense where, okay, the other guy's getting serious now. Oh, shit, the building's collapsing. all right, we need to get our shit together. And like even Goku and Vegeta jump in,
which is nice. Well, yeah, they jump in, but it's not like a necessity where it's like, no, kids.
No.
Yeah, that's what I like. It was kind of just still like we still got to let the kids do their thing, sort of.
Yeah, but I just love the fact that like Vegeta and Goku are both racing to go in for the finisher, and Goku's like, "Hey, Vegeta, what's that over there?" What? And fucking disappears in front of him and shoots him with a Kamehameha. Vegeta just comes up to him afterwards. That wasn't cool, man.
No, I'm literally seeing it as we're going on. It's like, Kakarot, that wasn't fair.
Yeah.
It wasn't fair. But and mind you, I mean, yes, technically Goku was the last one to get a hit. So technically, if you want to argue, that was the Majin Buu saga in 30 minutes.
I mean, the best part was he didn't even kill them either. Like, you see them coming in at the end scene, and they're eating the radishes in the background.
I was about to say, just like in Dragon Ball, we have the villains turn good.
Right.
You know, which is really a definite, that's kind of why also you had a nice Buu to turn good. Because like Dragon Ball, it's like, Goku doesn't just go around killing everyone.
Right.
People have to get killed, sadly, or things have to get killed, technically, if you want to, Frieza has to get killed, Cell has to get killed. But, you don't have to always do it, which I enjoy.
Right.
And then it ended. And just like our show, 5 minutes till it ends. Here we are.
And I love the last line, like the narrator comes in, just I guess to wrap up, the last line that comes in. And so, this little incident that, was so minor that humanity didn't even remember it. It was just a bit of run-in with Goku and his friends, just another average day.
Yeah, no. Also the fact that he said it happened too late in time. Basically, whoops, the series ended. But it's not like everything ended. Like, I enjoy that aspect. I mean, I will admit it is nice to, you brought up Doctor Who. We brought up Doctor Who in the beginning. You brought up a TARDIS. But for some who, might not know about Doctor Who so much, I just know that the idea is, even though the show is, every episode or whatever, you see things happen, of course, with the Doctor and his companions, and they travel through time in a spaceship, et cetera, et cetera. What matters is that sometimes they'll walk into the spaceship after already having an adventure. And that's what I think is cool about the show, where it's not like, they only travel 12 or 13 times, a series, and then it's just like, oh, okay, then we're going to travel once again for Christmas, and then we're going to stop again until next, you know what I mean? Like, no, like, they don't do that whole, you don't have to do it in real time. They're going through time and space all the time. So, of course, they'll walk in sometimes and be like, man, wasn't that so cool? So where do you want to go to next? And I'll be like, that's nice. So that's how I feel here. It was just like, hey, things happen all the time, man, but it was too late in time, so it kind of just got swept under the rug. But here you are looking at it. And I was like, that's nice. It's nice to have that. Like, things happen in their lives. They're people, quote unquote, The story still
exactly.
So, but yeah, it was really fun. Also, technically, we mentioned GT a lot, and we mentioned, it doesn't have to be completely thrown out the window. But it can a bit because we have Tarble. So it can slightly be thrown out the window. Slightly. Just a little bit. Burn it with fire. Whatever.
I mean, I feel like he was like the biggest monkey wrench in the whole thing. That came out of nowhere.
I think it was just their way of being like, hey, Toriyama can do things that he wants to do with the series, and it doesn't have to relate to GT at all. It can, because you can be like, oh yeah, Tarble was off in space. If you really want to do that, but you don't have to at all.
Right.
But anywho, so we're at the end of our show. What would you like to say? Anything, Tristan?
No, I think we pretty much got everything.
All right, so here we are. Thank you guys for listening to those guys. Remember that in 30 minutes' time, if you're hearing us live, you can hear us again talking about episode of Bardock. And also, if you're only listening to this, or if you only want to listen to this right now, just remember that we have other shows that we've done. We can't list them all right now because we're running out of time, but I can tell you where to get them. You can get them on our website /Tumblr, thoseguysonthe.radio.tumblr.com, our Facebook, Those Guys on the Radio, our Twitter @Those Guys Radio. You can go on iTunes and actually look us up if you type up Those Guys Radio, and also our Instagram /Those Guys on the Radio. Definitely email us at thoseguysontheradio@gmail.com if you want to email us about any different promotional opportunities. We can promote you on our show. Also, you can ask us about different show ideas. Say, hey, can you do this show or that show? But anywho, we would like to thank you guys for listening in to Those Guys. Hopefully see you later.